Let me see. Everything good? Everything good? One missed corner, bloody. Straight back on the thing. Straight back on the rascal system.
The fact that it's so easy for prisoners to get hold of phones on the inside when it's illegal is just one example of how the prison system is in crisis. Mini Zancos are considered by prisoners to be the creme de la creme of mobile phones.
Good, man. It's your boy E.I. the King, and this is the Incarceration Podcast, where I talk about prison, pre, post, and present, how everything that I experienced throughout my incarceration has forever changed my life. This is the Incarceration.
All right, good afternoon. This is State of Florida versus Stephen Testo with multiple cases before the court.
Forever Convict family, listen, we are on a journey to 50,000 subs. We are over halfway there. So if you have not yet subscribed, please go ahead and do so. Share this channel with anybody who enjoys prison content. And if you don't know my story, I've done over 12 years in prison. And all throughout my incarceration on this channel, I share the crazy, funny, goofy, weird prison stories, as well as interviewing other convicts and sharing their stories as well. But most importantly, we highlight the redemptive stories of convicts coming home, leaving their past lifestyle of crime, and now living successfully in
What's
society.
good, fam? It's your boy E.I. the King. Today we are doing a reaction video to, I believe it's kind of like the universal video about prisons in the UK. So this one looks pretty raw and uncut. It's about, cell phones and, just all the crime and the crazy things that takes place within the UK prison system. So we're gonna go ahead and check it out. See what they got, dog.
What is the worst injury you've seen in jail? You've witnessed yourself.
Someone's lights turned off. Like this. We are demo route, boy.
Yeah.
This is the door. This is the body. That's the guy's head.
This film contains scenes of violence that some viewers may find distressing. From the moment you land in prison, it's survival of the fittest.
Living like this in jail, boy.
Finger phones.
My name's SP. I've been to prison and paid my dues for the crimes I've committed. But you wouldn't believe some of the stuff that goes on inside unless you saw it with your own eyes.
You end up like this down there, crispy.
I'm out now, and I ain't planning on going back. These days, I work with reformed prisoners who share their experiences of being inside to try and deter young people from making the same mistakes we did. That's why I started filming on the phone, to show the outside world what prison life is really like.
One missed corner, bloody.
I'm not the only one. Phones are commonplace, and that's a massive problem for the prison system to deal with.
Yeah, this boy makes the money, bro.
How are you concealing all of this?
Oh, my bad, Ethan.
All over the UK, prisoners are filming their daily lives.
Yo, I'm paused up in there right there.
To document what goes on behind prison walls, they're posting them onto social media sites every day. If they get caught, they're facing extra time in prison. Despite that threat, the footage provides a raw insight into the state of the prison service.
Savage,
Let's get it.
So what you're about to see and hear is an exclusive, unfiltered, and unprecedented look at what life is really like in prison, which may be distressing for some viewers.
If you get caught with that, what can happen?
Extra days.
From what I witnessed and filmed on the inside, UK prisons are understaffed and struggling to control what prisoners are up to. But most people on the outside have no idea what life's really like in prison.
What do you say to people outside that are saying that jail is easy?
I would say they haven't got the first idea about prison. Prison is not easy, i.e., would you like to live in a box?
Nah.
4 walls?
Nah.
You understand what I'm saying to you?
Hey, this is fire. This is probably the first documentary I've seen on YouTube that's done completely by the incarcerated population with cell phones. So this is definitely a raw, authentic, inside look of the bad side of what takes place inside prisons.
How can prison possibly be easy?
Exactly.
You're deprived. You got a sink and a toilet and a bed and a TV, and you're living in these 4 quarters. 6 by 6. You're away from your family. How is prison possibly easy? And whoever says prison is easy, they're a mug.
See, for me, jail is easy, but I've got a strong head on me. Some people, you're coming in and you'll crumble.
Yeah.
Depends what sort of person you are.
People getting robbed for their phones,
Everything.
for their burn, tobacco.
Everything.
How do you think people outside perceive prisoners?
In all different ways.
Give us a few.
People see programmes on the television, and they sort of get sucked in, and that's how they think it is. People will read a newspaper cutting. That's kind of like, that's what prison is for people outside, like across the board. You've been to jail, you understand a little bit more, but somebody that has never been to prison, they have no clue what goes on inside the prison four walls.
That cell looks pretty dope though. The boys wearing Nike and they got the little fan. They got like a desk, TV, you know what I mean? Their cells ain't too bad.
Prison has its official rules, but it's the unofficial, unwritten rules you really need to be aware of, especially if you want to make it easier to survive your time inside.
The do's and don'ts in prison. Like, imagine like someone that's never been jailed before, right?
Don't get yourself involved in other people's business.
That's one way.
Do you.
Stay in
yourself.
your own
Don't worry about what
lane.
everybody else is doing. It's how you present yourself. It's how you come across with your manners, how you talk to people.
Respect.
And then what would you say that they shouldn't do? Give me some more on that.
Don't show don't show weakness. Also, don't talk to people in a way where it'll get their back up to get a good hiding.
You get on the wrong side of people, you will get fucked up. 100%. Like, it's better to be in with people than it is out with people.
Seeing it firsthand, the way people talk to other people, for the repercussions, consequences of that,
As soon as you land here, lads, you're gonna get it on Maggie. You're gonna get opened up on site, you're on mopeds.
With a drug epidemic, overcrowding and violence a major issue in UK prisons, some prisoners feel the need to arm themselves with self-made weapons.
Jail is the closest thing you'll get to death without being in the grave. That's what jail is. People tell me all the time, I don't want to get into problems, I don't want to beef, I want to keep my head low. Well, guess what? You're in jail, my brother. This ain't the road. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the road. Once you're in jail, you gotta do what you gotta do to survive.
You want one of these.
Okay.
You want one of them.
Okay. How do you make that? How do people make that?
Your preference, man.
How do people make it?
Just, they're about, man.
Yeah.
Understand? It's all it is.
Now we're dealing with it right here. It's simple. Get me straightforward. That's it. Like a buck.
Do you need that to survive in prison?
100%. So much kids in here nowadays. Gang this, gang that.
These are the type of lethal weapons that could be found in a YOY in the UK, such as Felton. This bit here is the case to surround the blade when they're concealing it in their pants. This piece of glass was originally found in a classroom of a teacher, so they can use it as a weapon to fight off any other members of the opposition. When someone does attack you, there's minor consequences, They'd get either a nicking or adjudication, and that's nothing. They'd be back on the wing, mixing with you within 7 days if you guys do mediate. You know what I mean? YOYs are dangerous, because everyone in the YOY, the kids, you know what I mean? They're loose screws.
Oh, shut up! Come there, fam, you snitch! You snitch! You little snitch! You little snitch! You little snitch!
To be called a snitch is one of the worst things that can happen to you in prison. It can have really serious consequences, and disputes about
Follow
who's
you
snitching
forever,
go on all
dog.
the time.
You're done out here! You're done out here! You're done out here! You're a rugged up 30-year-old man, bruv. Suck your mum, fam.
You know what?
So what happened?
Obviously, someone's tracksuit got robbed. I suspected the biggest tramp on the wing. But you're going in that
I've been locked in. Let me go ahead and make a statement. So that's one thing about prison, dog. People think they can like ruin their face and do something like tell on somebody or steal or do something that's like against the law of the land, do something flawed, do something wrong. And they can get away with it if they check in or get transferred to another prison. But one thing about prison, dog, is prison is a very, very, very small world. And your face is your everything. So like it's your reputation. You know, so in prison, bro, all you got is your word. All you got is your, you know, your reputation. You know, so your face will go, you know, obviously with you wherever you go. So people who do bad business, people who tell, people who check in, people who steal, people who are junkies and have bad reputations, it will follow you in prison and it will get you hurt, you know? So that's one thing too, that I feel like people who've never done prison time, they fail to realize that even though there may be like 100 prisons in the state, it's still a very small ecosystem because there may be 2,000 people on the pound, 1,600, 1,500, whatever. And one of those people probably did time with you somewhere else. And if you got a bad face, you know what I mean? Like they're going to tell other people like what you're on and they're going to expose you.
No. Got into a dispute, yeah, with someone called us from Brixton, snitch.
You lot are hotting up the team! Hey, my brother Karen, what one?
This guy's a nerd, fam. He's a little rubbed out Brixton youth, fam. He's a nerd, fam. They had him up in the cell, or mum's life.
My man snitched on me. They come for weapons and bagged his mash.
We don't want to cut a long story short. Let's hear it, Abdi. What did you hear?
Anyway, man heard the beep, beep. I'm saying clear, bro, like, that's DST.
Dedicated search team.
Jail police.
Jail police. Guy's got a barrier in it, so they've opened the door. The door's open, but it's slammed shut. So guy's like, 1 minute. Guy's trying to bag the mash in it.
Not bank it, but she's trying to get rid of it, yeah? Where's chicks me quickly? Where's chicks me?
Like your phone in
Put
your
the phone in between your bum.
Your ass crack.
I'm sitting on my bed, I'm thinking, DST have fucked my life up. They've taken my mash, they've taken my boyfriend licking, took my SIM card, my main SIM card, gone, everything.
What was you doing in that SIM card? Was you doing my mess?
Brother, don't say too much.
No comment. Too much. Yeah, no comment.
Man, don't chat about my business and them thing there, but obviously I don't do nothing in it. Man's a good man in it, like, man, no comment in it, yeah. But they gave him a nicking, they took him off basic, they put him on basic again, they took him off basic, put him back on basic.
Hey, see, that's another thing people don't even realize too in prison. They feel like, okay, if you got phones, people think that people just have phones in prison just because they want to talk to their families. I mean, is that a big thing? Of course, you know, especially people who are way far away from their families. They want to, you know, hop on Facebook Messenger and be able to see their kids or FaceTime if they got an iPhone. But, you know, iPhones are more rare. You know, it's more so like, you know, finger phones or whatever, like crappy droids or whatever. But really, the main reason why people want phones in prison is so they can sell dope. A lot of people are selling dope in prison, you know, like on the streets while in prison, or they just need that phone to where they can make moves and set up routes and set up plays, set up their Cash App accounts, get their money, you know what I mean? So it's all for the hustle. So that's one thing people fail to realize too. People think, you know, people who've never done time or never really been to prison, people just think that, oh, they just want a phone just so they can pass time and hang out. That's part of it, but for the most part, it's people who are hustling and they're doing it for money, you know.
Basic means losing privileges, so no TV, no canteen, minimum.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing. I freaking went way back. That's another thing I forgot to mention too. When they're talking about SIM cards, whenever you get knocked off with a phone, the first thing that administration does, I mean, really, they gotta like, I think they pretty much do with every phone, but they swipe it, you know what I mean? What that means is they plug it into a computer and they run everything. They see who you've been calling, they see who you've been texting, they see everything that you've done on that phone. And they're trying to like see what you've been doing, you know what I mean? Whether it's committing more crimes or whatever, they try to figure out whatever's going on so they can try to, you know, get you more in trouble or whatever. They do it for security purposes. You know, they go through the phone, you know, so that's why he's freaking out talking about a SIM card.
Prisoners find creative ways to get by.
You're on basic.
Basic rider, my boy.
They took your TV.
No, they can't take my TV.
What do you mean they took your TV?
Nigga, check under there, B.
What about when they did the checks?
They can't see that, fam. You have to go lower than that.
What? Damn! Damn!
Where's the other one?
Where's the other one? Where's the backup team?
Where's the backup one?
Backup dancer. She's over there, brother.
Cold.
Oscar think that they stopped, man, innit? Yeah?
Yeah.
But wallahi, they haven't.
Why would they stop you? Why would they stop you? Because what?
Wallahi, they haven't. Because now, You get me? You know what that my thing style, innit, yeah? We just come out with a hello. You alright?
Let me see.
Everything good? Everything good? What miss corner, blood?
Straight back on the
We're
thing.
straight back on the rascal system.
The fact that it's so easy for prisoners to get hold of phones on the inside when it's illegal is just one example of how the prison system is in crisis. Mini Zancos are considered by prisoners to be the creme de la creme of mobile phones. Why? Because they are so small that they're easy
You didn't know? I am a rapper. My artist name is EI the King. Check out my music on all streaming platforms. Go to my other YouTube channel, EI the King. Check out my music videos. And I'm also releasing a documentary all year. It's really a docu-series. And every Wednesday, I drop a new video. As we've been documenting my transition home from prison and society, from the day of my release, we had a film crew at the gate just documenting my transition home from prison, now in society. Check it out on one of these links above.